I know black. I know black. I know black. Imposible. I know black. I'm Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. I know black. Be looking just like me. Be having the same hair. I be touching it like, it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same, papi. It's not the same. They try to salsa that shit off. I be like, no, it's not the same. I know black. Negro nunca, nunca. I know no, nunca. I know black. I'm like, no, you black. No. I know black. Dominica. I go, I know, but you're black. No, papi. I know black. No, black.
There's a lot of big misconceptions of Africa. To say one would be to minimize how many lies have been told to black people specifically over the years to prevent black people from connecting. Because if black people connect with Africa, then the black people will run the world. That's the fact. All those misconceptions, I believe, were made in order to keep us separated. Because every black person, every person of African descent, honestly, beyond black and brown, every person feels some connection to the place that humankind originated from. It's not a country, it's far from it. There's so many different ethnic groups. I'm African American, which means I feel entitled to this soil as well as the African continent. The way they treated us, these motherfuckers talking about go back to Africa, and then fuck it, I will. And I did, and shit was great. I had a great time. It was lovely. So good that I'm encouraging everybody to go. Every person in the world, especially black people, brown people, or people of African descent.
Have you been to Africa?
I have not.
No country at all?
No. I think that's my...
How you look like us but never been there?
Actually,
you would fit right in.
I
man.
know. I trace my ancestry. I'm 90% Nigerian.
Yeah, I could tell. Nigerians are like, the real big. Yeah, you definitely 90%.
90%.
More like 99. You just came from Nigeria.
Hi, Identity family. We're back again on the AfricaUnity platform. My name is KingIdris, and I'm here to give you guys the new insight on what is going on in the home ground in Africa and the international community. My people, we're back again on the platform, and I'm here to give you guys the new insight. My people, we'll be talking about the Ghana unity, as Ghana, the whole country of Ghana itself, are unifying everybody in the world. I'm talking about the African American community, the African diaspora, and the African Caribbean community, even the Africans from the European continent, from the Europe continent. They're unifying every African people around the world, and a lot of people are now interested in coming to Africa after the success that the Ghana country, the country of Ghana, had in the Yearofreturn, and in times of everybody going back to Africa in celebrating the motherland, the home ground in Africa. A lot of other people around the world are now interested in Africa. Truly, the Ghana President Akufo-Addo initiative in times of his own personal contribution to the growth of Africa have already paid off for the home ground in Africa, for Ghana, because a lot of people now are not interested in what is going on in Ghana than any other African country. My people, I'm telling you, a lot of people are now asking questions now, and a lot of people now have a lot of respect for the African people, for people coming from Africa. And the issue of discrimination and a lot of lies they have already told the outside world about Africa, the people around the world now are getting to know the truth themselves in coming to Ghana. They go and study the history. I'm talking about the early history, even before the massive slave trade in the history of Africa. Ghana is home to a lot of history that really assists the African diaspora in times of searching for their roots and understanding their background, their history, in times of where they come from in Africa. And about the people around the world, we're talking about the African people that live in Mexico, that live in the Caribbean, that live all in everywhere around the world. There's a lot of miscommunication that a lot of them don't truly know nothing about Africa. They always talk about all the negative aspect in what they see on TV. You know, if the bigger media companies want to come to Africa, what they come to do is they go to the ghettos, they go to the rural areas, you know, they show all these miserable environment and a lot of unpleasant things in Africa to give the narrative of what people now understand in Africa. Imagine, my people, a lot of people really talks about this. They talked about, if they think about poverty, if they think about hunger, the only place they think about and where their mind goes straight to is Africa. It's because what they've shown them in the TV and what a lot of people have already talked about Africa to be on the bigger broadcasting companies developing at all, and a lot of other people that they are blacks, they look black, and they're supposed to identify their origin and embrace their origin as Africa, are now scared to even call out or even stand out and go to people and say, oh, look at me, I'm from the Caribbean, I'm from the Barbados, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago, I'm from this, I'm from that. They're all scared. They don't want to associate themselves to the black people of the world because of the negative information they've been showing years to years, you know, passing around. A lot of people in China, in Asia, thinks black people stand for identity about bad things in the world. We're talking about once they see bad black people, they know them to be for bad things. This where we're talking about what comes after the movies they've been watching in the United States of America. They create the bad, if they want to see the bad guys, the bad actors, bad guy is there is to be the black guys. So a lot of people think black people are full of violence. A lot of African American, a lot of people around the world know the history of the Caribbeans. They know the history of Haiti. They know the history of Barbados and Antigua. They know the history of Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, all these third world countries, Panama, all these places that Africans really situated at now, that after the slavery they call home. A lot of people over there never embrace their African culture. My people, my platform is all about unity, it's all about togetherness, it's all about oneness, it's all about how black people can move forward and go big in the world. You know, we're talking about unity for our own growth in the universe. And a lot of African people around the world, being that you come from the African Caribbean, you come from China, you come from India, because there's a lot of African people in Japan, there's a lot of African people in China, there's a lot of African people in India, there's a lot of African people in Russia. I'm talking about people that truly looks African, that you can easily tell once you see them, you know these people come from Africa. Please, my people, should in case you come across this platform, please embrace your heritage, embrace where you come from. Africa is the home of mankind. The most beautiful things in the world, you can think about it, comes out of Africa. We, the people on the home ground in Africa, we embrace you guys. We even want you guys to come home. That's why the Ghana government and the Ghana President Akufo-Addo Dankwa, really come about the Yearofreturn on the home ground in Africa, so we can connect, so we can come together to know more of the African culture and to know more about your own culture too, because African culture is your own culture. Even nevertheless, African culture is everybody's culture, because everybody in the world comes from Africa. So my people, this is what we're talking about on AfricaUnity platform. I just come out to talk about this. There's a lot of misinformation, miscommunication, a lot of wrong information going on around the world about Africa. We should embrace ourselves. The African people, the African American people, African Caribbean people, anywhere you come from, you from Haiti, you from Jamaica, you from Trinidad and Tobago, you from Antigua and Barbados, you from Bahamas, you from West Indies, just name it, my brother. We want people, you from Africa, and all the people, African diasporas in the Europe, in America, in every other place. Let's stand up for ourselves, let's support ourselves, let's help ourselves in this international community. You can see everybody from other continent helping themselves. You can see the Jews, they still by themselves, they help themselves. You can see people coming from The Arabs, I'm talking about people coming from the Middle East, they stood by themselves, they helped themselves. But African people, there is a lot that needs to be done among the African diasporans, among the African people. And kudos to Ghana for bringing this initiative, this prolific initiative in connecting and uniting the old people of the home ground in Africa. The other African countries too should emulate this, and I know a lot of people are really celebrating this and supporting this. That's why I come out to speak about this, on that we need to come out, we need to stick together, we need to stick together based on unity. We need to stand strong by the cause of unification, because this is the only source that is going to help Africa people, that is going to help Africa and its people to move front to the forefront, to be able to enjoy our natural resources and to enjoy our own future in the world. A lot of African countries are in debt. A lot of them have been stagnant. You know, some people you go to, there's no adequate development in the country, and there'll be rich people living in this side, poor people living in this side. The African diaspora, and they're one of the important tools that we need in Africa. They need to come back and unite to the people. And kudos to the president of Ghana and the people of the home ground in Ghana for everything they do, and other people from Africa to other African countries, because there's no how you come to Ghana, you have to go to other African countries like Cote d'Ivoire, like Burkina Faso, like Nigeria, like Togo, like Benin Republic, like Egypt, like Central African Republic, like South Africa. There's a lot of prominent places that you need to visit in Africa. So many vacation spots, beautiful places on the home ground of Africa. So it's a good one coming out of Africa, and kudos to the president of Ghana and Ghana citizens, the whole of Ghana people themselves. I'm a Nigerian, and I come out to say this because there's a good look coming out of Africa. So my people, we come to an end of the segment today. I just come out to give you guys the prolific insight about this, about the unity of Ghana, how Ghana, the country of Ghana, its people are bringing unification around the whole African children. I'm talking about African Caribbean, I'm talking about African American, African Caribbean, all diaspora coming out of everywhere in the world. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. So my people, we come to an end of the segment today. We'll be saying one people, one Africa, one unity. Unity over division. Thank you, my people. One love.